Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. My name is Teresa, and I am welcoming my Libra friends in for your October reading. I have had your cards and your tarot cards and oracle cards and some other goodies charging in this bag with some crystals for the last couple of days. I don't know what any of these things are, and I'm very excited to discover what they are together. This month I'm doing a comprehensive reading. It's based on the 12 houses of the astrological chart, of like a natal chart. And so each of I pulled a tarot card for each of the 12 houses to give you some guidance in each of those 12 domains of life. What I'm going to do is put the camera up overhead so that you can see the layout of the reading, and we'll pull a few of the things out of the bag together, and then I'm going to put the camera over here again so that I feel like I'm talking directly to you. So we'll get started on that right now. Okay, first things first, we will get a candle lit and call in spirit. And then we will get some of these cards laid out here for you. As you can see on the table, I've got 12 different cards in a circle representing the natal chart. And then we will, in the bag, in this black bag over here, I have your cards also separated with additional 12 houses cards that have sort of kept the tarot cards that I was pulling secret. So I wouldn't know what they are. I was very careful to charge, pray over, and cleanse the cards, and ask spirits guidance in selecting the first house, the second house, etc., for each sign, without knowing what any of those cards were. So Libra, on this particular card, it shows your key phrase, which is I balance. And then we will open up this deck and see what else we have in here. We have another Libra significator card, which also says balance on it. And then we have a few little trinkets. I put some trinkets in for each sign. You have an, I think this is an orange citrine. You got the crow pin, a word that says faith, and a little planet, it's like a Saturn with a star in front of it. So those are your trinkets. Your quote of the month is, "We can change the world in small acts." And this is a quote from Zainab Salbi. Just got new contacts, so I can't read as close up as I would like to. All right, and then your truth bomb for the month, I love this for you, Libra, is get your halo dirty. Okay. Your angelic message is from the Intuit Angelic Messages deck. It's a little tiny deck. This is, every ending is a new beginning. Trust the cycles of life and embrace the change. I wholeheartedly believe that. Now I've got a couple of zodiac cards from the Z180 Oracle that's all about the zodiac. This one, the first one, is a zodiac archetype for Libra. If you get one of the negative archetypes, then this is just a sign from Spirit to be aware of it, to be conscious of it and to watch for it as the course of the month goes by. If you get one of the positive archetypes, then you'll want to lean into it and magnify it. And you get the diplomat, balanced, mediator, and seeks a compromise. That's a great archetype that definitely that the Libra embodies. I'll turn him around. Okay, and then your Libra card that we got is the 4 of Libra, and the keyword is yoga. And some of the words that go underneath that are contemplation, deep breath, centered, go within, steady, balanced, relax, take a break, inner child healing, meditate, spend time alone, balance your chakras, reflection, wellness, and rest. I'm jealous. I want that card. I want all of the things on that card. All right. Now, the next cards that we have here are going to be saved for the end. We have a couple of cards that are going to be your guidance from Spirit. And that's an affirmation card and an oracle card. And then we have a couple of keywords, which one of them already got revealed, which I didn't mean for that. Then we have an angel number, as well as a spirit animal and a goddess who will be supporting you as you go throughout this month. So now I have all of the cards that are separated under these, the first house, the second house, the third house cards. I'm going to get them laid out here in the circle, and I'll turn the camera back over here and I'll be able to talk with you about the cards as we discover them together. So I will pause right now for a second. Okay, so the first house that we'll be talking about, and I think I mentioned this at the beginning, this is a very comprehensive reading. They have been taking some time. I'm getting through them a little bit more quickly each time because I'm working out the kinks. But it is a comprehensive reading. If it goes on too long for you, feel free to pause it and come back to it. But do come back to it because all of these 12 domains of life are equally important, and I have good information for you in all of those areas. So in your first house, the first house is the house of the body, or the house of your personality. This is it is represented by the sign that was on the horizon at the moment of your birth, and it can impact the way you appear to other people and the personality with which you use to interact with people in your life. It isn't necessarily who you are in your deep inner soul. That's more of your 12th house. But your first house does have a lot to do with your appearance and how other people perceive you. And the card that you receive in this particular house is the 3 of Spells. And the 3 of Spells is equal to the 3 of Cups, I believe. Let me just double check on that. This deck uses a little slightly different terminology, and I want to make sure I'm getting it right. It's a good thing I checked because I was wrong. It looked like the little cups that the candles are in. I was thinking, well, it's got to be cups, but there's candles, so it's fire. So the spells is wands. We're using the Forest of Enchantment tarot for your tarot cards this month. And the 3 of Wands card in this particular house, the 3 of Wands is about, it's often called waiting for your ship to come in. The 2 of Wands is when you've looked at the future, made plans for the future, And the Three of Wands is when you start executing upon those plans. So when it comes to having this in your first house, you may be making or executing on plans with something to do with either your personality or your appearance. Maybe you have just started a new exercise program, or you're about to. This would be an auspicious time to do it in October. And or maybe you are embarking on some kind of um, uh, plan that you've established for your health or even for your mental health, and it's having to do with some aspect of your personality that you're trying to um, change for the future. And so that's the way I would interpret that for the first house, the Three of Wands, or the Three of Spells. In the second house is your house of possessions or things that you own. This is anything that is in the 3D form that you would consider a resource. This can be your money, it can be your home, it can be um, any kind of tangible item in the third dimension in carbon-based form that you consider an asset or a resource. And in this particular house, you get the oldest one card. This is the Hierophant card. This is about following established wisdom. It's about it is represented often by the church or the government or inside the box thinking, established wisdom. Knowledge that has been handed down and expanded upon for generations. And so having having this in your second house means that this is a month for maybe not for being super risky with your money, for example, or by whatever kind of belonging or asset that you're trying to magnify or expand, finding the known established sources of wisdom and following the advice that you receive from them. In the third house, the third house is the house of messages or of communication, any kind of communication. It doesn't have to be like a verbal message. It doesn't have to be a letter in the mail. It can be email, it can be, any kind of communication that you have with the people in your life, whether they are close people or people you work with. It can be, like I said, any sort of communication. It's ruled by the third house. And in this particular area of your life, you receive the Ace of Boons card, which is an awesome card. This is an amazing opportunity. This is like the Ace of Pentacles. It's an amazing opportunity from the universe. It's a gift from the universe coming into you, and it will be coming into you in the form of communication. So if you've been waiting for some kind of message from somebody that has been important to you, then that message should be coming forth. It could be, a job offer coming in, or a message from somebody you've been really hoping to hear from. Maybe you've been working on a book and you finally get the message that you're getting an agent, you're signing an agent, or you are have sold your manuscript, or something along those lines. It can be any kind of communication, any kind of message, but it comes with this amazing opportunity and gift from the universe that will be financially rewarding. So congratulations on that. That's exciting. In the fourth house, this is your house of roots and home. So it can be your family of origin, the home that you lived in as a child. It can represent the actual home that you live in right now too. Those areas of life are governed by the fourth house. This can also represent the people that were part of your family of origin or the part of your childhood history, those important people, your siblings, your friend-like siblings, sibling-like friends, I meant to say, or your parents, um, any of those people from your cousins, people from your family of origin that were important, pivotal people in your life. Those are in here. They're contained within this fourth house. But it can also be your physical home and plans that you have for your home right now. And the card that you receive here is the Fairy Wind. This is, I believe, the Fairy Wind. Let me double check on what this is. The Chariot, I think. Let me just double check. I was right. It is the Fairy Wind. Sorry, the Fairy Wind is the Chariot. So this is this represents incoming news, fast change, victory, success, and it's also a card of balance too, where you have to harness dual energies as well. And so with this being in your fourth house, so your fourth house of roots, this can be incoming news from your past and change, sudden change that is coming from the past, or this can be related to your physical home now, where maybe you've had your house on the market for a long time, and all of a sudden an offer comes in, but it's contingent on you accepting, 2 weeks closing. So you've got to pack up your whole life in 2 weeks, and where are you going to go now, and all of that. And so, something that you've been hoping for, but then it just comes in fast and furious. So that is the energy of the Chariot. It can represent a lot of fast moving success and change, and generally good news, or some kind of victory that you have over something. But it sometimes comes with that energy of speed that you might not be quite ready for. And then, like I said as well, with the balance piece of it, the idea of the Chariot is that you have these two horses. One is black and one is white. One it represents, one side of you, and the other another side, and you have to keep them both together. They're not yoked together, so it's your power that you have to keep them in line together, so that you're not toppling over or getting pulled in two different directions. So it is about harnessing your own power of your determination and your focus and your drive. But it is within the fourth house, so it has something to do with that family of origin story and the people that were within that story, or your physical home. Okay, the next card that you receive in the next house is the fifth house of creativity or passion. So these are your passion projects. These are things that any kind of creative projects that you have working right now, or they can be about your hobbies, the way you like to spend your time when you're not at work. And so, this card here depicts, has an easel with paints, and then this one has, the theater. So any kind of creative persona that you hold, that's within the fifth house. And the card that you receive here is the Six of Swords. It's a Six of Challenges. And the Six of Swords is about going from here to there. It's about you're in a transition. you're in a purposeful transition that you've made a decision to make. This is not a passive uh, change that you are sort of thrown into. It's the kind of shift where you've made a decision that you don't want to do this or be here anymore. You want to be over there. And so, that, with it being in your fifth house of hobbies and passions and creativity, that tells me this might be a good month for you to try something new. Maybe you keep trying to, well, I used to love running. Why don't I love running anymore? I don't want to, I keep putting it off. I haven't been out running. Maybe you just need to try something new. Maybe you just need to go to the gym and do some weightlifting, or maybe you just need to go kayaking, or, do some rowing or something else. Or maybe it's not physical anymore. You used to love doing physical things for your hobby, and now you want to paint, or you want to do needlework, or whatever. It's about changing and making a conscious choice. You might be looking back fondly still at that thing that was over here, but mostly it's about creating and building excitement for the new thing. So be thinking about that. For the sixth house, this is the house of routine and sustainability. So this is about your daily routines, your daily chores, the things that you do. You have your morning routine, your afternoon routine, workday routine, and your weekend day routine, bedtime routine. There's all kinds of routines that you follow. And then you have all of these different types of chores that you have to do during the course of your life. And these are the things that create sustainability in your life. If you let these routines slide, then you're always scrambling. Where are my keys? Why don't I have anything for lunch? Because I didn't go to the grocery store. So, these are those daily consistent actions that you take. Those are governed by the sixth house. And the card that you receive in this house is the Seeker of Visions. So let me look up what that is. I don't know what that is. Hold on. Okay, so the Seeker of Visions is the Knight of Cups. It's similar to the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is one who he is the most emotional knight. He is bringing in a message of love. He is all about the emotions and love and emotional topics, and he is bringing in this message. And so, within the sixth house of routine, having the Knight of Cups or the Seeker of Visions within your the sixth house, I would say that. This probably means that you need a little bit more love in your life, however that manifests. In your day-to-day life, you need to engage in more, think about love more often as part of your daily routine. This can be, it can be sexual in nature, of course, but it can also just be thinking loving thoughts, and adding in those nice little things maybe that you used to do for your partner when you first moved in together, like leaving a note for them with their lunch, or um, you know fluffing their pillow for them before bed, or whatever it is. Just uh, as time goes by, you maybe stop doing those things as often. If you are not partnered, and you're happily single, you can still be engaging in this kind of sending loving thoughts out into the world. The world needs this more than ever. So maybe having like a momentary love meditation as you're driving to work, where you just, every person that you pass on the road, you send a loving thought to them. It can be, almost anything. You can weave this into your day-to-day life, but the universe is asking you to add that little element of love into your daily routine, or the sustainable actions that you take. Maybe when you're cooking dinner, you are actually cooking it with love. You're thinking loving thoughts about this food that you're preparing, because food is love. Especially if it's prepared that way. You think about it as you're baking love into the food, then it's like it's like a magical incantation that you are putting on that food to for whoever it is that you're serving it to, even if you're only serving it to yourself. And not only serving it to yourself, even if you are serving it to yourself. So yeah, adding love into your day-to-day life, daily routine, thinking loving thoughts, sending love out into the universe. That's what the universe is asking for you to do. The seventh house is your house of partners and relationships. And this can be like your close partnerships, like if you are um, in a marriage, or a paired up partnership of some sort, then it can be that person, or it can just be any of your very close relationships. It's not going to be all your relationships necessarily gathered here in the seventh house, but your really close ones that mean a lot to you and add a lot to your life. In this particular house, you get the Green Mother card, this is the perfect card. I mean, this is the Empress card. This is about fertility, love, abundance, nurturing, kindness, but especially that idea of fertility and nurturing nature. It's the nature of the mother, and having this in your house of relationships. It's advice from spirit to ask you to inject that spirit of abundance and nurturing and care into your relationships, into your close relationships. The eighth house is the house of mystery, or death and endings and new beginnings. Now, I've always called it the house of death, inheritance, and taxes. There's like the work of death is captured within this house. So, like if you're an executor of an estate, doing your will, paying for taxes, paying or receiving inheritance, those kind of things are in the eighth house. Dealing with the business of death, which is never fun. It's never fun for anybody. But thinking about that kind of stuff, that's held within the eighth house. Some of the mystery of the endings and the beginnings is also captured here, but some of it's also captured in a couple of the other houses as well, that we'll talk about in a little bit. In this eighth house, the card that you receive is the Forge. And this is the number 14, which I believe is similar to a Temperance card, but let me just double check on that. I was right. This is similar to the Temperance card within a Rider-Waite deck. And the idea of the Forge is that all of the elements are involved here in that it depicts in this card. It depicts all of these people making the swords. But all of the elements are required in order to do that. This is carried out in the earth. The fire is obviously needed to, forge the steel, and then water to cool it. There's all of this is required. All of the elements are required in order to create a sense of balance and to create a beautiful object. And so it's the idea of temperance. And to have this in your eighth house of mystery tells me that there's some kind of balance that's needed in this particular house for you. You are in the typical Rider-Waite deck. It shows an angel pouring from one cup to another and trying to get the balance just right, and making sure that nothing is overdone or underdone. And that is kind of captured here within this card as well. And that within the eighth house of mystery or death or taxes, inheritance, this tells me that maybe you need to take a balanced approach to what your thoughts are on maybe preparing, getting your will ready, or if you have gone through a death process recently of somebody that you love, then you need to try to achieve some sort of balance in your life as you're going through the grieving process or the business of death. The business of death, I was the executor of my dad's estate when he passed away, and it felt consuming for a little while. And it's important to take breaks as you're trying to navigate all of that paperwork and all of those, the logistical things that you need to worry about. It's important to just kind of make a list and go through things in a methodical, careful way, making sure that you take breaks and think about living things too at the same time. Keep a sense of balance so that you don't become overwhelmed by it. All right, the ninth house is the ninth house of exploration or faith, or I've always called it the ninth house of higher learning. And so it can be any kind of higher learning, whether you are taking a college course or you are studying some spiritual practice that you're deepening your knowledge there, or you're going on an international trip. You're going to China or Norway or New Zealand or whatever. Those kinds of things are all captured within the ninth house. In this particular house, an area of your life, you receive the White Heart card, and this is such an awesome card to have in this particular house. This is the Fool card. This is about being optimistic and excited and open to new things, open to new lessons, and beginning a journey. This is the Fool embarking on the journey with naivety and no reservations, no worries about how things are going to go, just super optimistic and ready to go. Let's go. Let's do this. And let's learn. I'm so excited to learn. And that is such a great attitude to have when you are learning a new thing, whatever that new thing is, or wherever you're going within the world, to go with this energy of excitement and, just ready to dive in. So good card for that house. It's awesome. Now the 10th house is, this card calls it the world. This card calls it authority. The 10th house sits at the top of your astrological chart. And so it is the pinnacle of your earthly existence. And it's about the place that you take within the world. It's how you make your appearance in the world, not like your personality or your physical appearance like in the first house, but how you seize your place in the world. And that is usually through your career and your ambitions and your drive. That's what's captured within the 10th house. And the card that you receive in this particular house for the month of October is the Council of Animals. This is the Judgment card. This is an opportunity for you. It's the card that comes right before the World. The World is when everything ends and begins again. In the World card, you are going through a portal of this, and when you go through the portal, you're saying goodbye to this stuff and you're saying hello to a new life. It's like the death and ending and the rebirth. And the Judgment card, or the Council of Animals, that comes right before the World, this is a time for you to have a compassionate review of your life. And it's spoken of in so many different religious traditions and different spiritual practices. This type of concept of a judgment, where a life review. But I like to think about it as, an opportunity to have that compassionate review. It's not a judgy thing, so I don't like the word judgment. You are making judgments on and value calls on what you've done and what you've accomplished and where you want to go next. That's true, but it's very important to take a compassionate eye to it, because in my perspective, my spiritual beliefs and practice is that the creator loves all of his and her creation, and the creator will be kind and loving toward each of us as they take that review. And so that's the idea that you have within your 10th house. And so this is when you combine these two this card within that house. This tells me that it's a month where you're going to be making an evaluation on what's next in your life. Maybe you're looking at your career and saying, yeah, this was good for me for a while. I'd like to make a change. Or maybe you're looking at your career and going, wow, I've accomplished a lot, and I have one more thing that I really want to do, and that next thing is this. Maybe it's something where you're looking back on, you're revamping your resume, and so you're reviewing the course of your career, just doing the process of your resume because you are looking for something else. Or maybe it is you're coming up on retirement and you're looking back on how things have gone, and what kind of hobbies are you looking forward to after you retire. It can be a number of different ways, but one way or another, you're looking back at what you've accomplished in life and making plans for what you want to accomplish next. So the big thing is, be compassionate with yourself as you do that. The 11th house is the house of friends and community, and this is where your close friends are. This is where the people within your community that you interact with on a regular basis. They're all captured here within the 11th house, and in that particular house or domain of your life, the card that you receive is the Nine of Moons. It's so good. I love this. I've seen this in a number of different readings that I've done, that there is a real strong emphasis in most of the readings that I've done so far for the month of October of getting back to your friends. The Nine of Boons is the Nine of Pentacles card, and I love this. This is one of my favorite cards because it's a card of independence, and I love independence. And I'm a Taurus, so she's got her plants and her pet, but where are her people? That's the one thing that's missing for the Nine of Pentacles card. She's got everything, almost everything that she wants and needs, but she doesn't have her people on this card. And that comes with the Ten of Pentacles or the Ten of Cups, or the Queen of Pentacles. And, that's where she wants to go eventually. But right now, she's just super content in her garden with her birds, receiving her spiritual guidance from her winged friends, and she's amassed this wealth and abundance over the course of a long time, but she needs her people. And to have this card show up in your 11th house is a sign of abundance and wonderful social interaction that you're going to have this month. And if you don't already have a calendar of activities going on, I am encouraging you, and the Spirit is encouraging you to reach out to your friends and get those things on the calendar. Reach out to people and say, hey, let's meet for coffee. Let's have lunch. Come over for dinner. Whatever it is that you want to do, or if you want to try something new, as we were talking about in the fifth house, where you maybe want to shake up your hobbies. Ask a friend to join in with you as you are learning the new thing. So this is a good thing, and I think it's something that the world really needs right now. That's why it's showing up in so many of the readings that I'm doing. All right, 12th house, we have the house of escape, or the house of introspection. I've always called it the house of, I consider it like an S card, an S house. Shadow, secrets, the sacred, spirituality, those kind of things are governed by the 12th house. This is who you are deep within your soul. And it isn't necessarily who you show to everybody. And, so these are the deep recesses of who you really are. And the card that you receive in this particular domain of life is the Ace of Swords. And so this is, all aces bring opportunities. All aces are a gift and an exciting new gift from the universe. The Ace of Swords is bringing you new insight, new truth. It's bringing you a new way of looking at things. It's a new idea. So you may have you may come across some new insight about yourself as you go through the course of October. And especially if you spend some time getting some really good sleep so that you can have good dreams, you may have some new insight come to you within your dreams. You may also have new insight come to you if you do any kind of journaling or shadow work. Spend some time in meditation. This is a great month for it. October is a great month for turning inward. And this card right here is in the 12th house of your reading, is telling you this is a great time to look inward a little bit, and you may find a new insight that it could be life-changing. So those are your tarot cards. Let's move on to your oracles. We'll start with your support from Spirit. The first thing that we have is your angel number. The angel number is 943. You're on a new timeline. When you see the number 943, it's a reminder that your timeline may have shifted. It's a time to re-energize yourself. As you find yourself at the edge of one timeline, another one has already begun. It's time to re-energize yourself and create new goals and dreams to manifest within this new timeline. If possible, move your body now toward a space that is closer to nature, even if it's just closer to an open window. Feel the fresh air ground you and clear new pathways for intentions to flow. I like that. Then we have your spirit animal for the month is the koala. Here's your koala bear. And on the back of this card is a QR code. If you want to scan this QR code to learn more about the message of the koala, you can do that. You can pause the video and scan that QR code. And the koala is the number 46. And the message of the koala is find moments of stillness. In the eucalyptus havens of Australia, koalas symbolize tranquility, protection, and gentleness. My dogs. These peaceful creatures, perched calmly in the treetops, teach the power of inner calm and the solace in nature's embrace. By following koala's example, you can cultivate serenity in daily life, finding refuge in quiet moments and reconnecting with the natural world. Seek stillness and embrace the calm that comes from within. I like that. One more image of the koala. So cute. Okay, then the next card that you get in your support is a spirit goddess. And here's a cute QR code for her. And you can scan this to learn more about your goddess of, I can never pronounce this, I'm going to slaughter it. So there it is. If I heard somebody pronounce it correctly, I'd be like, yeah, that's it. But I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry, I should have. If I would have known what the cards were ahead of time, I could have practiced, but I didn't. Okay, so the meaning of this goddess is to let go of the old. This is an Aztec mother. She reminds you of the profound and transformative power of both destruction and creation. She embodies the duality of life. Let me switch hands here. Representing the cycles of life and death that are intrinsic to the eternal dance of existence. She births new life from her own body. She teaches that in order to embrace the new, one must be willing to let go of the old. Her wisdom encourages you to accept and honor these cycles, understanding that endings are not to be feared, but seen as necessary preludes to new beginnings. By embracing the process of destruction, you open yourself to the potential for renewal and growth, seizing the opportunities that arise from change and transformation, much like the eternal rhythm of life itself. Lovely. Then the affirmation card that you receive is courage. I have the courage to face my past and move forward with bravery and resilience. I confront my fears head on, embracing discomfort as a catalyst for personal growth. With each step, I let go of the past and step into a brighter, more empowered future. Got a lot of messages within this reading about saying goodbye to the old and moving into the new. So I think that's going to be a theme for October for you. Then your oracle card, we have the Homeward Traveler, completion, reunion, and return. So this is the number 21 card. This is within the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. And the meaning of this card, it sounds like it's going to be a similar theme. You have reached the stage of your journey where much of the hard work has been done. You've traveled far and gone through many tests and dangers. There have been moments where you feared you would not make it and wondered whether this journey was worth facing the trials and finding a way through the obstacles. You could have stopped so many times along the way, but something within your soul called you onwards, and so you kept moving in the direction of your goals. There was much risk, and now comes the reward, for you are being guided through that last stage of the journey, and there can no longer be any doubt that you are, my dear friend, heading in the direction of your true home. This home may not be a place or even people. It could be a state of being, a place of balance and love that is found within. It could be a place in the outside world, a home you have longed for and now are close to creating. Or it could be that you have been through many struggles and suffered, and now there will come a time of peace, of harmony within. You are returning to love, to a place where you can most truly be yourself, and this will bring reunion, completion, and a sense that you have found where you are meant to be. I love that. That might be my favorite oracle that I've read so far out of all of these readings. Your final two things that I have for you are your key words. And the first one is arrive. And that card talks about arriving at that new home. And the second one is harvest. You're going to harvest all of the fruits of your hard labor over the course of time. So this has been your October reading, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a like. It's a free and easy way to give me a little shot of dopamine as a thanks for all the effort that I put into doing these readings. I love doing these readings. But it's amazing how just the quick action of hitting that like button can really make a difference to me. If you like this type of content, please feel free to subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified of future readings. And I hope you have a wonderful October. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye now.